Lincoln, yeah, welcome to my e-business and e-commerce masterclass. You guys know the me, that's why you already know me. I'm Ola Lincoln. I'm a freelance web developer, and this is what I do for a living. It's this is Tbilisi is where I started, and a lot of you guys know me from before I started making all these videos. Like before, when I wasn't even making anything, but you know that I have spent a lot of time working online, and I've been a freelancer. And you know the story, you know the times that I started working online. My friend Fito here is one of my, is a good, very good friend that is really smiling at me that like he is a good friend. He helped me with starting up this project, and there are a lot of things I've learned over time, a lot of mistakes that I've made, and this has prompted me in a way that it has prompted me to come and share this thing with you, because anybody can learn what I learned. I wasn't a computer geek. I wasn't a genius or anything. Like, no. Actually, Timothy helped me to open my first email address in 2008. I couldn't even open it myself. So it's not as if that I am someone that is super. It's just I came to Tbilisi, came to Georgia here as a student, and all of a sudden I realized we have so much internet than we have need of. I mean, internet is every day, so you can learn virtually anything. And I started learning, and that's how the whole story starts from. But I have understand that there is a business and marketing aspect of being a freelancer, programming, developing, doing things online, making income online. You guys are here because you want to know how to make money online. That's why you are here. You are not just here because you like my face and see me in Tbilisi. I've been enjoying the warmth of Tbilisi anyway. Well, that's where I started. My friend Fito here actually got me the job that helped me make my first $100, and I'm sure his head must be expanding a little bit as he's sitting down there. But that's it. You guys know the story. I mean, you know our house in Panasketeli over there. When you come, I'm always under the duvet there because we didn't have a lot of money to turn on the gas in the middle of winter, so we stay under the duvet. And under that duvet, I've built several websites and a lot of applications. You understand? So if you are in Georgia, you already have a lot of advantages. You understand? You don't need to wait to start making money online, to start making income online. And the ways are just too much. The field is so wide. The field of IT, there is a lot of things that you can be doing, and that can be fetching you income. Now, a lot of you guys are already doing it. I mean, you have a YouTube channel already, you have a social Instagram presence already, but how do you convert this thing? These things that are your passion, these things that you are doing normally, that you love doing, how do you convert it to a money-making venture for you online? So this is what we are going to be talking about in this class. Now, who is this class for? Well, if you're a student here, some of you are students, some of you are not. You understand? Maybe, okay, there is Brother Maxwell who's working. You understand? You're a worker, you need passive income. You understand? There is nothing that helps you. You know, when the Nigerian crisis first hit us here in Georgia, when the dollar, we came with 160, and that night, one night, all of a sudden went to 250. You know, I will pray to God that it goes back to that 250 right now. But we know that we didn't even know that it's going to 360. But at that point, that was the point in my life where I made a breakthrough. That was around that time that I started making the income. You understand? I was earning dollar now. It doesn't really matter so much, you understand, what the exchange rate is. So you don't want your life to be dependent on the naira value, because that thing is just going up and it's never coming down, and it's fluctuates every day. Again, maybe GTB decides that they want to stop all the cards that you are using again. I mean, all these worries, you understand, if you can take it away from you, it's really going to help you if you have something, some other source of making income, and you don't have to wait till you graduate. Some of you are in masters, you are doing masters now, and I am sure right now you are understanding that, well, maybe I should have gone for a different career. If you ask me, I would have gone for something marketing or psychology. I did industrial engineering for 4 years. Well, I practiced for 6 months, then I resigned because it's just not where I should be. You understand? You guys know the rest of the story. I mean, this is what is giving me passion. You understand? And the flexibility that I'm getting from this work. So I woke up one morning and I decided Iowa is too cold. You understand? I want to go to Tbilisi. I have some friends there. And when I was going, the folks there asked me that, okay, what is the weather going to be like in Tbilisi? I said, I don't know. But I know whatever it is, it's going to be warmer than here. You know, we're on negative, there was a time it feels like negative 38 Celsius. That was too cold. The other day I called them, they said, well, the weather is warm. Then I went to check the Google, they said it's minus 2 degrees or feels like negative 6 degrees. And I'm like, well, if you are coming from negative 20 something degree, if it goes to negative 6, you say it's warm, right? But you want that flexibility over your finances, flexibility over your time. You understand? Flexibility of purpose. You can easily travel. And the other time I was talking to my brother, and I'm like, I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. I am saying it like I will really be home for Christmas. And that's something that all of us want to. A lot of us want to travel. We want that freedom to move. And that's the benefit of working online. You are your own boss. You understand? Well, I'm just going to tell you straight that it's not going to happen overnight. You understand? This is a process. But if you walk through the process, so for those of you that are working, please don't quit your job. For those of you that are in school, don't drop out yet until you start making real money, because they can be that push. You understand? I mean, by the time we got to, by the time I was in junior year, that time my good friend Fito is really helping. By the time we got to junior year, you understand, we were already making enough income that I was feeling like I already knew that when I graduate, industrial engineering is not something I just want to do. I'm not going to go body myself with turning things, quality control, quality assurance. Well, I got a job. I was able to practice for a while, but that was not my passion. You understand? So you can actually follow your passion and follow your dream. So what are the things that you're going to be learning in this class? You'll be learning 4 ways to make money online, how to build your own website. So everybody this is practical stuff. So we are doing with the teaching time right now. And so I'm telling you this information. So there will be a point where everybody will bring out their laptops and everything. And we are really going to practicalize all this. And everybody that is in this class is going to build a website at the end of this day. I can assure you that. And don't think it's, I know right now you'll be thinking it's going to be complex or something. Forget it. Don't think it's going to be hard. My nephew, last year, that was 2017, I taught my nephew, he's 8 years old, how to build a website. Yeah, there was a lot of pink color, a lot of too bright colors but he got the basic concept, you understand? He was just playing around with color. There was a lot of his friends, 2 of his friends that came around too, that they did their summer, instead of going for their summer holiday, and their parent, my cousin, was very proud that, wow. And that gives me one sense and that was a reality time for me too, that if I can teach a 9-year-old boy, 8-year-old guys how to build a website, I can teach you guys. It's not too late. And you say it's because it's young. Well, if your brain, most of you here are medical students, you are in master's class. You understand? You are doing masters. If your brain can carry all the biology, all those complex chromatozoa or something, spirogyra, everything, all these names, and you can put all those names or Zyma or all this thing in your head, you can actually learn how to program. Biology is harder than programming, I will tell you that. You understand? It's just basic concept. And making money online is not as hard. It is not rocket science. You can do it if you have the mindset of doing it. So you're going to learn how to develop your brand, how to create engaging content, not just throwing content out there. So things that go on viral don't just go on accident. People that are successful are not just successful on accident. So we're actually going to take some case studies, like people like Fowles, the bad guy, Brother Shaggy, MC Lively, some of these comedians, and we'll pick some. Maybe you guys will tell me some of these social media personalities or internet personalities that you like their content, that you maybe YouTubers that you like, and we are going to look at what they are doing very well. I've watched a lot of viral video, and I know that there is something about viral videos. They don't just come on accident. So in this class, we will learn how to create engaging content. Someone was telling me, I was telling a guy, and he said, I know, I will make content that people will like. I said, you missed the point. Things that go viral are not stuff that people just like. It's stuff that they want to share with friends. There is one thing for me to like a video and watch it, I like it, and share. Now, if I tag 10 of my other friends, I have seen this is funny, and I send it to them. Now, that is a good content. That's a content that is engaging. Maybe for controversy, maybe there is different way, but in that particular session, we are going to deal with all of that. Now, you are going to learn about social media marketing, affiliate marketing, you understand, drop shipping, for those of you that might be trying to sell physical goods on the internet. So you will learn drop shipping, e-commerce. You can build e-commerce. I was in Ibadan the other day, I think it was 2016, you understand. I was training a group of guys, and it was at a church, you understand. And I told them, you guys are going to build a social network. They thought I was joking, you understand? But they built a website, and they were, through this website, all of them were chatting. They built e-commerce store. I was only there for a week, you understand? And at the end of the day, the older guys came around, and they were looking at me like someone that has done magic. The truth is, if you know the technologies that are being used and you put it together, you understand? They built a forum for themselves where they were chatting, they were exchanging, they were posting their picture, updating status. You understand? Now that is eye-opening for people. Now you are not going to build the next Facebook. Someone has asked me before. I get this a lot of times. Like people help me build a website like Kuba, help me build something, like me build Facebook. I'm like, if I know how to build Facebook, I won't be going around teaching classes like this. You understand? I will be a billionaire today. But it takes process. You can build something that looks like it. You need to know the business aspect of this, because the guy that built Facebook, they don't want to build a website like Facebook. There was no website like Facebook when he built it. So you have to understand all of these things, and we're going to be teaching all this. So we talk about web terminologies and web technologies so that you will know it. Now, what is this class not? This class is not a get-rich-quick class. So you're not going to wake up next month and start making $1,000. I'm sorry, it doesn't happen like that. You understand? It took me a while before I made my own first $100. So it's not like you are going to wake up and you are making $10,000 all of a sudden. Well, if that's the class you are looking for, it's called Yahoo Yahoo. Now let me give you a joke. When we were living at our house over there in Digomi, at that time, I think it was my senior year in IPSU or so, when my dad called me. And it was like, okay, Vito, you may remember, and it was like, how are you coping? How are you doing? We've not been sending you money for a long time now. How is it? And I was like, Dad, don't worry. I'm working now. Okay, he said, well, what kind of work do you do? I'm like, well, I work online and I make money. And it was like, okay. I said, I'm a freelancer. Now, this does not exist in its own vocabulary. Works are changing. There are new works that are coming up every day, new job titles. And it's like, okay, whatever you are doing, we know you love God. We know you. It's funny right now, yeah, right? Because the only people that my dad knows that work online and make money are Yahoo boys. You understand? He doesn't understand. So I had to explain it. Even at that, it took me traveling to Nigeria and sitting down and I built this website. This is what I built. For the man to understand what I actually do. You understand? And it takes time. But it's like there is a snowball effect to it. The earlier you start, the better. I wish I had started all these things the moment I landed in Georgia. In fact, I wish I had started from Nigeria itself. You understand? Putting things together, because let's face it, the situation in Nigeria is pretty precarious. Like, it's not easy for anybody to be able to make it. Like, it's not an easy thing. Sometimes we don't have internet and all the rest of them, but we have that luxury here. Believe me sincerely, your internet here in Tbilisi is faster than in the US. It's even cheaper than it is in the US. You understand? And that is something that may surprise a lot of you, but that's the fact of the matter. So what are you going to need for this class? And as we are ending up this session, you're going to need time. It's going to take your time. You're going to need some skills. I will tell you. You are going to need some tools as well as some medium. So when I talk about medium, I'm talking about channels, avenues for you to showcase your talent. Maybe it's Upwork, freelancer.com, where you can get work, or maybe it's even YouTube, social media like Facebook, Instagram. You understand? These are medium. You will need tools, a computer. Now, not everybody is going to need a computer. Your smartphone is smarter enough. So your iPhone, that iPhone there is smarter than a lot of Microsoft computers. That's the fact. It can do a lot of things. So you don't need to buy too much gadget, but you are going to need certain tools. Now you are going to need some skills too. And I'll be explaining all this as the time goes on. And I'll put the links in the description below for some of the areas where you can go and some of the tools you may be needing. And if you're watching online, just like and subscribe. I mean, that's a good thing for you to do anyway. I hope you like and subscribe and support the ministry. And don't be selfish with this video. Just share it with your friend. The more the merrier. Let more people get onto it. My mission is to help at least 1,000 people to start making sustainable income online. Once I train 1,000 young people, I feel I have achieved in the area of training people. That's my vision. That's why I am here to help you guys. That's why I'm taking this prolonged vacation until it gets warm over there in Iowa, and I will travel back and have a nice time. So we are rounding up this session. So do you guys have any question? Like, you have a question? Yeah. Very good question. I mean, Fito is here, so he can testify to you. So I started learning all these things. I think I was going with Jared. You guys know Jared, right? I was going with Jared. I mean, it would take me, I started as a database management, this thing. I was actually building games initially. You understand? It took me about a year, and started learning programming and all the rest of them in 2013. And it was 2014 that I made the first $100. It took a long time. I had actually come back from losing. I went for a game competition. I have lost. And I did put a lot of money to get the game kit and everything. I was developing games. I believe this is earlier. They are not very fine games. But I have developed 3 games in my career. But then I found out that web is the way. So it took me some time before I made the first $100, and it's not even the space of making that $100 before you make the next one, because that first $100 is even I was thinking from then it's going to be rolling like that, but it did not roll like that. There are people in Tbilisi here who are still owing me for website. I hope they are watching this video, and maybe God will help them and say, send this money to this boy. But there are people that we've built website for. There are websites that don't even exist again, that they don't even pay me for it. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. It took me. It's not going to happen overnight. But the mistakes that I made, as I have learned from those mistakes, it has made me understand the reason why. So if I tell you from my mistake you learn, you don't have to take that long for you to make money, because that time I did not know anything. So all the time I was spending to be learning how to develop a game and all the rest of that, I could have focused it on building websites straight, and I would be making money right from, it may be 2 months or 3 months that I spent more than almost 1.5 years before I started discover that, well, maybe this game is not going, I'm not going to make the next Angry Bird and everything. Any other question, please?
How many hours per day do you give to study, learning how to make?
That's a good question, because I have not really sat down before to check the time. But let me tell you something, this thing is addictive. When you start making it, it consumes your time. If you visit me when I was in Panasketeli the other time, I had the share by the this thing, and I have earbud. So I wake up, I sit down on this thing, and I go back to the bed. So where I work is actually where I sleep. You understand? It consumes your time, but it doesn't take too much time. So I am not that kind of organized person that will say I put 2 hours to making all these things. Like, so it depends on you. It's going to depend on you. But I think that if you follow some tools online, which I'm going to share with you guys, I believe you should be able to come faster. It's going to depend at your pace and your motivation for you. What is pushing you towards doing this thing? Thank you very much. And this will be the end of this session. Grab a cup of coffee and something, and see you in the next video.